everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make jambalaya. This is such a tasty meal, a hearty meal, and it's really a comfort food. It's really one of those things that sometimes you just crave it. So there are a lot of elements to it, but don't let that scare you away from making it because it is so delicious. Let's get started. If you have a Dutch oven, this is the perfect place to use it. If you don't have a Dutch oven, you can just use any pan or pot that you have that would be a big enough capacity. But if you do have a Dutch oven, do use that. So the first thing we're gonna do here is turn that on to a medium heat and put in about a tablespoon of avocado oil. That was accidentally more than a tablespoon. And we're just gonna let that go ahead and get ready. Now I have all of my things chopped up already, but if you are working on chopping up your things, what you're gonna wanna have is 2 pounds of andouille sausage. You can use something that's a smoked sausage, beef sausage, anything that is like one of these already pre-cooked summer style sausages. So once this comes up to temperature, that's the first thing we're going to get into our skillet. After that, we're going to be using, pardon me, chicken thighs, which I have just diced up into bite-sized chunks. That's going to be the next thing that goes in. Then we have some chopped up celery, some bell pepper here, some onion. This is 2 bell peppers, 4 ribs of celery, 2 small yellow onions, 4 cloves of garlic, and 2 jalapeno peppers chopped up. Now, one tip with your jalapenos is the larger the jalapeno is, the milder it's going to be. So if you're sensitive to heat and you want it to be less spicy, but you still want some of that heat, you don't want to completely omit the jalapeno, just lost the word there, then you can go with a larger size jalapeno and it'll actually be milder. But if you want more spice, then go for the smaller ones. So I'm gonna just make sure our oil is around here. Then we're gonna go ahead and add in our sausage, and we're just gonna let it sit on the bottom of our Dutch oven for a couple minutes. So we're probably going to give it about 2 to 3 minutes before we actually stir it up, turn it, just to get it nice and crispy, and then I will bring you back. Welcome back. So I think it's been about 6 minutes since we put this in, and this is what we're looking for, that nice crispiness there. This sausage is already cooked, so you're not cooking it. You just want to give it that little bit of crunch there because that's going to help with the texture of our dish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our chicken in here. So I've still got some oil in the pan because of the fact that I put too much oil in for that. So if you don't have any oil left in your Dutch oven, just put in about another tablespoon of oil. I'm just going to get our chicken in there. This is about 2 pounds of chicken thighs. In all honesty, this is pretty much a double batch that I'm making today. I usually make a big batch of this, so feel free to half all of the amounts that I'm giving you. Once my chicken is in here, I'm just going to go ahead and season with salt and pepper, about a teaspoon of each, and then we're just going to let this completely cook. And then we'll move on to our next step. Okay, our chicken is cooked up now, and so I've pulled that out of our pot, and we're gonna go ahead and add in our onion now. Again, make sure you have enough oil in there. If you don't, just add a little bit more. So our onion is gonna go in there, our garlic, jalapeno, green pepper. This is why it's nice to have all this stuff chopped ahead of time. And then our celery. And we're just gonna let that cook down a little bit Just let our onions get a little bit brown and cook down. So our everything, our veggies have been cooking now for a little while. I put about probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of celery seed in there. It just bumps up the celery flavor. And now what we're gonna do is add in some diced tomatoes. Now you can use any form of tomatoes that you have. You can use fresh tomatoes, you can use crushed tomatoes, anything that you have on hand. I usually keep diced on hand, so I'm using 2 cans of diced tomatoes. So we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to go ahead and put our main seasoning in, which is just a Cajun seasoning that I bought from a small spice distributor. We're going to do about 1.5 tablespoons of that in there, and you can make your own Cajun seasoning as well. I think I have a recipe on the channel, but essentially all this is cayenne pepper, onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, thyme, basil, and oregano. So that'll give you a starting point if you don't have a Cajun seasoning that you like to use. So we're gonna go ahead and mix that in here. And then we are going to put in our sausage. Look how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. So many pretty colors. So we're going to put in our sausage and our chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you like meat, you will love this.
Yeah, and we're not even done yet.
Oh my goodness. But wait, there's more.
So now we're going to put in 2 cups of rice. Whatever rice you like. I like to use jasmine, but that's purely personal preference. And about 5 cups of liquid. I like to use chicken broth and top it off with some water if I need more than that, because the chicken broth is going to give us some extra flavor as well.
Baby, what are you doing?
So we're just going to make sure that all of this is mixed in pretty well. And then what we're going to do is just put our Dutch oven lid on it. Now, you can continue to cook it on top of the stove if you want to. I tend to find problems with that because the rice, as it starts to plump up, there is so much in there, it's really hard not to burn it. So in order to avoid that, I actually am going to finish it in the oven. So I've turned my oven on to 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in my oven for about 30 minutes, and then I will bring you back for our finishing steps.
That's why it's good to have a Dutch oven, right? Because you can put it in the oven.
Yeah.
It's harder to do that with a metal pan.
Right, yeah. There are some you can do that with, but you do want to take that into consideration when you're figuring out what pan you're going to be using for this.
Perfect.
Okay, so this has been in my oven for about half an hour. Now the rice still needs a little bit of cooking. We're not all the way there yet, but this is where we're going to go ahead and put our shrimp in. So we've got a pound of raw shrimp, tail off, peeled of course, and this is only going to need between about 5 to 10 minutes to cook. So we're going to just put that in there, pop our lid back on, and give this another little cook in the oven. Okay, here is our finished jambalaya. The rice is nice and cooked through. Our shrimp is cooked through. A nice heaping bowl of that. I like to finish it off with some chopped green onions on top and maybe a little bit of sour cream. That's going to be delicious, and it's going to be a lot of meals. I hope you guys... Nathan's over there nodding. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, and thank you so much for watching.